Welcome back to the Quiet Car Podcast. On today's episode, doing an emergency episode on the fake autos that you have situation that has been, I guess, been talked about like all this week. So on this episode, we just going to just kind of break down, get a little news for people that have heard about it, but just kind of like, is it such a big deal? Is it not? We're gonna let you know on this episode. So just sit back, relax. This is basically all breaking news. Basically, it's a breaking news episode. So, so let's just get started.
Actually, probably our first breaking news episode. I mean, this is the first time that we've actually been like, "Hey, legitimately, we kind of just need to make something. No plan, just get out and talk about it because people need to be made aware." I mean, this is way fucking more serious than most people want to admit. I mean, this is a fucking tragedy.
I don't think people really understand the magnitude of this. I mean,
you want to kind of give us a light breakdown of like, okay, so for our audio listeners who don't see what we have up on screen, we've got kind of an admission, a certain word we can't say, letter at
get a little rundown real quick. Between July 15th and 16th, the FBI has they did a raids in Westfield, Indiana, and it covered a massive operation led by basically fake autos by a guy named Brett Lemieux, known online as MisterManCave. So basically, on these FBI raids, they secured hundreds of millions of fake merchandise. And also, that's at one location. Then they went to a second location. That's where they found where he basically got sent up. Basically, we just, but before that, as people on YouTube,
when we say FBI raids, boys and girls, quite literally, they were talking about a semi-truck.
Yes,
like, coming up worth of, and this is just one stop. Like this wasn't just, oh, hey, bro's apartment had some fake. No, this was an operation.
Well, let me go back and read this again. Agents seized hundreds of millions in fake merchandise.
Yes.
So let's just say this right now. I think we get a story like this maybe every 3 months. I would say,
No, this is huge.
Not like this. Not like this. On a smaller scale,
you get, hey, there's a thing of fake autos, fake mini helmets, whatever.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. And so
this is the supplier. This is the plug. This is the, I know a guy who knows a guy. Oh, you need how many TriStar Tom Brady autographs? Yeah, I'll get you by Thursday.
So the thing about this was, which I don't know if this is on his confession, but let me just so with the confession on Facebook, before he got sent up, he wrote basically like kind of a confession. We'll just say that on Facebook, just describing
a certain
everything.
Letter that you would write at the end of a lifetime before a hard choice.
You get sent up. And so
with a bang for anybody who needs the reference, but yeah.
Yes. And so so seeing that, he described basically in detail what he has done, how he has done it, who he has done it to.
Yeah, now, he there's a part that well, I don't know if I'll scroll to it, but he basically just was like, "Hey, you know, I pretty much just made these people my bitch."
Yes. So
Like,
let me. So let me. So uh, like we said, it was a 1,200 word confession, admitting that he sold over $4 million of counterfeit items, which is worth. It says 350 million in revenue. Also, in the letter, he also describes why using an auto pen machine. Okay.
and basically he was saying, I mean, he was doing it 8 hours at a time.
And we're talking, and also with the auto pen machine, also combined with Ford's holograms, COAs stamped with stickers, and third party authenticators with like GSA, PSA, Panini, Fanatics, and others. So it's not just he's doing all this, he's faking like the hologram stickers,
He's faking the sticker that goes,
certificates,
the certificate and everything.
Oh, explain the stickers.
So, to my understanding, I mean, and tell me if you could type in the COA numbers and stuff would pop up of, hey, yeah, this is a Tom Brady auto. This is a, Patrick Mahomes, whatever. I mean, this was a very elaborate. I mean, it's really the largest scale operation like this we have seen come to fruition.
And so the thing, I guess the thing that we're basically saying right now is that he basically flooded the market with this.
There is literally a part in here, and let's see. First off, shout out. This is the Sports Card Radio, or this Sports Card Nonsense Facebook page that we're using here. As
also, I'm glad you zoomed in on it. He posted this in a private autograph
group. Yes, so he did not post
Facebook.
this to the Sports Card Nonsense page. This was screenshots from somebody else's page. And basically, before this guy went out with a self-induced bang, he just kind of admitted, hey, we produced over 3 million counterfeit sticker hollows. He mentions just giant names of, hey, you could go make hundreds of thousands in a week if you wanted to. I mean, he literally mentions like he did it to everybody.
Yeah. Sold it. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he sold some of that on eBay.
Yeah, he sold it everywhere.
Okay, yeah. So
it says has sold over 4 million items with 350 million in sales. And he said he produced the fake the fake holograms for Fanatics, TriStar, JSA, Rackets, I don't know, TSE, Sports Schwab, every GTSM player, Mill Creek, Maybonds, you name it, we made it. Sold over 5 million Fanatics holograms alone outside what we produced into the biggest vendors. JSA produced over 3 million counterfeit stickers, holograms, Steiner Sports, Panini. He said when Kobe, and this was a part that the guy mentioned, he said when Kobe died, we put out over 80,000 items into the market. So, I can't tell you, just listen. This is just my personal experience with this. So, for instance, I've had a buddy who had, it looked like a pretty convincing Kobe Bryant auto, but it was one of those weird sticker things on the back, and it's a hand sign. And, you know, I am really glad the advice that I gave to my friend was just like, hey, look, if it's not a pack pulled auto, don't touch it.
No.
And really, first off, for everybody who goes, oh, I have this hand signed card and it's just as valuable as your pack pulled auto, to any educated individual, and this is what we're trying to do to any of you boys and girls, if it's not pack pulled, assume it's fake. Even if it's slabbed, if you are stickered, COA, assume it is fake.
And we're talking about,
because it probably is.
And we're talking about those cars that it looked like they get signed in person, so it's a lot bigger.
Yeah, we're talking about like they grab a Sharpie and they're signing some base card, whatever, right?
Yes.
But that also includes jerseys, mini helmets, fucking. These people were doing everything, bro. I mean, you don't just stop at one and go, nah. You grind, you push, and you just put all of this garbage into the ecosystem. And honestly, it is a shame, but it is also, I think it's really on top of the fucking companies, because it seems as if the rumbles that we're hearing now is like, oh, it says, some of these companies knew or had ideas, and everything at this point is still kind of dust settling.
So speaking of the companies, and we're talking about all the authentic services, PSA, JSA, Beckett, all that, TriStar, all that. Are there reputations on the line now? Are people looking at them like, we don't know if we can? We don't know if we can trust y'all no more.
Well, here's the truth of the matter. As much as it's on the company's reputation, I don't think any of these companies have been doing shit to really update their verification. I mean, I don't want to be a hater, but literally, if the FBI can identify auto pen and fake forgeries, if I was upcharging you because your card got a 10 instead of a 9, I might not have an excuse to not buy that equipment.
So,
and I'll be honest with you. Listen, there's things in my personal collection never would sell, and they are autos, but they are pack pulled autos.
Yes,
like quite literally on card, pack pulled auto, was on a checklist. Literally, the PC guy that I'm referencing was on the fucking box.
Okay.
He was one of the big names to pull. Like, you know what I mean? It's different than, oh yeah, my cousin Phil said he saw him sign this. Nah, fuck Phil.
So also, while we're speaking of companies right now, for a little bit of research I did, plus shout out to Sports Card Nonsense for this, which is pretty, which I like this a lot. If this is basically kind of how this went, but for what I'm hearing is that Fanatics had a little, like, they noticed this, what's going on, and they're thinking that they tipped off the FBI on this. I thought that was, this is what I'm reading. So if this got some truth to it, big
Okay, so does that
Fanatics.
give more validity to people believing in Fanatics then? Where all these other people sat on their hands?
I mean, it should. I must just say that. It should. Because, okay, when you had a company like Fanatics that comes in, and their big thing was to, 10x the hobby, 2, clean up the hobby. And it was loud at that. But everybody was focusing, of course, on the we're going to 10x the hobby and all this other stuff, which is that's another video for another day. But
hold on, I don't know. I'll make the argument that I think they have. I mean, I will stand 10 toes down, and I think that they have. You know what I mean?
Look at Fanatic Fest.
First off, Fanatics Fest. Look at the product development. Now, could they work on, release week stuff? Because, like, damn, why do we got 2 this week, none this week? Like, there's some shit, right? Like, let's get real. It's not perfect. But how many people knew about this at other companies and go, oh, we're getting a paycheck, we don't care? Like, that's the wrong attitude versus like we're getting this fake shit. We know for a fact this dude only signed 15 and now there's 20 of these. These are fake. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they had
no. In his contract, we only paid for X number. There is no reason to have this number.
I'm glad you said that. So also shout out to FD also. I called him on this, and he said something very interesting that he knows that Reggie Jackson always bought a guy to make sure that the right number of jerseys and the right number of like hats or whatever was there. He signed it, basically a witness to what he was doing. Like, this is what I
would almost argue to gamble that person was probably a what is it, Amani? A notary, or like
I think so. Yeah.
Notarized.
Oh, okay.
They're an official,
yeah. Right.
Because
like a notary. Yeah.
Notary. Yeah. That's the phrase I'm trying to think of.
Okay.
But I would 100% gamble that that's what that type of individual was to go, no, I'm Jerry Petrie and I fucking signed 52 autos or whatever your number is, because we had one Nebula 101 and one, whatever 101, and then the 50 others, right? Whatever your number is, you would have to have an official person along that. I mean, there's no way to not. I mean, it would seem nonsensical to go, oh yeah, well, here's 50. I'll trust it. Like, bro, well, okay. Listen, hold on. Yeah. I picked up some consignment today, which, shout out to anybody listening. You have till Monday. I'll take it to Chicago, sell it. Let's make money together. But anyways, good guy, great guy. He gives me a bunch of stuff, gives me a list. I count the number on the list. I count the number of cards. They're different. Send him a message. Here's a picture. You fix it. Everything I've got is laid out in this photo. You fix your list. This is what I'm going with because this is what you gave me. But, a lot of folks, man, they just go, cool. All right, whatever. Go by the list. And it's like, whoa. Where'd this go? You have to have checks and balances.
So also, and you brought that up, because speaking of that, for what I understand in the research that I've been doing, and like I said, blow up the comments. Just let us, let us know more about this, right? Just hit us in the comments on this. But also, that's what you were saying is that, like, the authenticators would take advantage of athletes that was just there, just signing stuff, because they're not there that you could tell somebody like, okay, this is on the table, this is what you should do, this and this. They're not gonna pay attention to this, especially all the newer ones and stuff. They're just there just to get a check and just write whatever, how much it is, this and this. They're not putting the due diligence of, I might need to bring somebody, like, just in case. So,
I mean, I don't know. Listen, I think there's a few things you really need to have in life. You know, at some level of wisdom, whether you call it spiritual, religion, they say you should have good counsel. You should have a phone call friend. Hey, Amani, you're my football expert. Blah, 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 right? Or, hey, you're my lawyer. This is happening. You need to have somebody go, nah, fam, you're going to have an official notary there. They're going to say, officially, this is how many we counted. Officially, this is how many signed. My name, his name, TriStar's witness, Beckett, whoever, their third sign, bam, done. Legal in court. Because, fuck, I could just see some dumb young kid who's just like, bro, I'm excited. These people are paying me to fucking sign pieces of paper. I don't give a fuck. I'm just signing, right? And they just, here's a few extra here. Oh, we got a few extra autos. And it's like, okay, maybe for your normal rookie who doesn't pan out, that's not a big deal. But fuck, oops, we picked up an Ohtani. Oops, here's extra Mike Trout. Like, it could be a sneaky, sly way for people to make more money than what they officially agreed on. If you're paying me $1 per auto and you sneak in 1,000 more autos, I didn't get paid $1 an auto.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And so I think that's what but even hopping on that for a second, is that I think it's a whole thing of, you just don't know. Like you said before, is that, say if Jamar Chase comes in there, see if he goes to Chantilly and he has to sign 100 jerseys. He's just gonna go there. He knows he's gonna get paid for it, or it's in his contract to do this. He gets there, he gonna sign, and he just leave. He might chat it up with some other people, this and this, but his focus is not on, well, they're not screwing me over. You know what I'm saying? Because he just don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's just the whole thing, like, really on that. Because you just don't, you just don't know.
So good rule of thumb, thumb in, and just assume that anything that's not pack pooled is fake. I mean, it's very likely fake. I mean, so we were talking about this. I'm going to quit the screen share because it's just popping up from group stuff. But you post some Pokemon cards. Which, hold on, quick interjection. This is totally not a sales for Pokemon, but God, if this isn't a great advertisement for sport or non-sports,
talk about it.
Oh my God. Once again, Charizard can not only tear an ACL, but there's not a lot of fake Charizard autos going around. Now, there are fake Pokemon artist autographed, a lot of that stuff. Please do not purchase. If you are not hours of education, it is a bad investment. Just buy the regular card. And not only that, for the most part, I think it actually hurts the value of most cards. Like if you go, oh my God, I've got an Arita auto on my first edition Charizard. Low key, I kind of like, it's cool. Not everybody's going to understand it. Right? Like, so I think this is a great advertisement for the freaking Pokemon trainers trying to collect them all. But I just, there's things like, for instance, shout out to, what was it? Bama Collects, RIP, the GOAT.
Yeah,
like he was the connection for autographs to Alabama players, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, this gentleman would physically bring the players there and they would sit and sign autographs. JSA sat at the table right next to them. So you would walk up to the, player, guy or gal. Hey, thank you. Nice to meet you. Sign, bam, bam. And then walk over to JSA and JSA would go, hi, yeah, that'll be $20. Sticker, pop, pop, bam, done. So, I'm still not a fan of buying that stuff. Now, if Amani goes and stands in the line, gets the Nick Saban auto, and I didn't, and okay, yeah, I'm interested, right?
Yeah.
But outside of like a very trusted source, and not only that, me purchasing that Nick Saban auto fictionally would be a personal collection. It would not be a resale opportunity. Even with JSA, wouldn't hurt to have the picture with you, the item, and the person who signed it.
Right.
But, for the most part, if it is not a freaking pack pulled autograph, just avoid it, boys and girls. Profitably, you're going to make more money in the long term. Risk tolerance, significantly less risk. Now, is it completely perfect? No. I mean, there's still stuff that gets faked past that. But for the most part, I believe a lot of this stuff was memorabilia in the sense of, it's a Tiger Woods signed hat or jersey, this, that, the
baseballs, signed
correct,
baseballs.
Correct. Yeah. So, I feel really, really bad for the damn vintage baseball guys. I can't tell you how many times I've looked at a Mickey Mantle autograph and gone, is it real? Is it fake?
$200 for a Mickey Mantle autograph.
And honestly, Amani, one of the first flip shows that I vended, shout out to Big Code Cards. Me and him rode there together. We split like 3 tables. It was lit. But there was a situation that was very similar to what you just described. And I literally go, and I'm glad I did, because I would not want to purchase something and then continuously pass a fake along. To pass the buck down does not make the environment better, right? If I receive piss in a cup, it's rude to go, oh, bro, this is lemonade. Try nah, you just, but not everybody thinks like that. A lot of people go, fake, done.
That's true. Now, I got on here how collectors should respond, and just stop me when you hear something good. So basically, like I said, also this is for people out there to say, hey, what can I do for the future and the road ahead? So I
not purchase on car, or not purchase things that are not official pack pulled items.
Yes.
And so last time I checked, unless you pull a fucking redemption card and Fanatics sends you the jersey, probably fake.
So what I have on here is you verify serial codes through official online tools like PSA, JSA.
However, he was faking that.
All that. This is what I gotta know. I know Fanatics.
To my understanding,
I know Fanatics has the codes on there. I for what I was thinking or what I've seen is that he was just buying just a crap load of stickers from like China.
To my understanding, I think you are correct, but I think it was something along the lines of, I know your supplier, so I'll just reach out to them and buy straight from the source. And I know what color ink you use, because didn't this individual work for one of the authentication companies at some point?
Okay, so yeah,
and was fired for
stealing the stickers. Yes. So that was back in, I think, either 16 or 18. He worked for Panini. They found out about stealing the stickers and stuff, and they fired him right there. I think this is, which I need to check and see, but I think Panini has, or PSA has, like, stickers, but I don't think the stickers has in, like, Fanatics has a code on there. I may be wrong. Somebody just write it in comments.
No. Beckett has numbers. JSA has numbers.
On the hollows, on the hollow stickers,
hollows, the whole nine. I've got a card. This one says 1, 2, 3, 4. The sticker says 1, 2, 3, 4.
So this is the thing. If y'all get something like that, check the number online.
Don't trust it. That doesn't mean
before shit. Walking away.
Doesn't mean shit. Doesn't mean shit. Dude was faking the numbers, and you could look it up.
No, but that's the thing, is that if we have the same numbers, you're not going to get the same thing online. I think people wasn't checking it.
I think it was. I think that's what was happening, and that was where maybe allegedly a tip-off came from, like, a reputable company.
I don't see. That's what I'm saying. I don't think he can produce serial numbers on the fake items and have pictures and information on the website on there. I think he just had fake numbers because people wasn't watching. People wasn't paying attention to it. So I don't think he was putting the information on baseballs. I don't know. I gotta look that up. There's a part 2 coming soon. But just if you have numbers, just make sure you check it. Photos of sign, like I said, and also demand a strong presence. Somebody has a photo or something. Somebody has a baseball or something. Hey, I need a photo. A little sign in it. I need a witness of authentication. Of a reputable source, right? And that's what you need to basically see now. Photos now is going to be, you're going to have to ask for that. Now, hey, do you have the photo of him actually signing for it? Another thing is,
it's still not. Hold on, Amani. Hold on, let me check my watch. You know what year it is? 2025. Does a photo fucking mean anything? What is AI?
I think you still.
I
think the
photo. Let's think full.
I think the photo
scammer gets scammed.
I think the photo of the signing or video of the signings,
both can be faked at this point in 2025.
Yeah, but they're not. Yeah, you can still notice the AI.
I would agree. I would agree.
Or if they sign, or like if they go to, if TriStar has an event, now you have to have some kind of receipt or something that has to say, okay, Barry Sanders signed this over here. But now, I think this is an opportunity for Fanatics to go, hey, leave TriStar. We're gonna have Fanatics signing events, and this is how we're going to make sure that everything is legit when they sign. But here's the next thing, and this is very important for people out there. Be skeptical of bargains. If the price is too good to be true, walk away.
Probably is.
Like we said before, somebody has a $200 Mickey Mantle baseball or a $200 Aaron Judge baseball. Walk away. Walk away. If the Wemby jersey is $300, $400, walk away. Just walk away. Understand that the price too good to be true. It probably is. Also, like I said, if you're into the signings and everything, just know the signs. Just if you know about pressure points, right, on signatures and stuff, because if for what I understand, the auto pens they don't provide pressure points, right?
Something to the effect you can tell where, yeah, it's not equivalent of me picking up this Sharpie and pressing into the paper. It is
Right.
literally just like a
Yes.
photocopy or
Right.
like a copy machine, just instead of where Amani signs it and he's dragging his hand across the paper and applying, probably too much pressure, but that's what seeps into the paper and does it correctly.
And it's another thing that you just said. If you go to a table and they have like multiple baseballs there signed, just kind of skim over it. If it looks exactly the same, it's probably an auto pen. If it looks exactly the same, it's probably an auto pen on that one. So what's the I guess, man, what is how do we move forward now?
Bro, the worst part is so how many shows have we been to where it's just jerseys on jerseys? And I'm going to leave the dealers' names out of my mouth because I already told you the first people I thought of in the Scottsboro show.
Yeah.
Was like all of that inventory. That's boys and girls, listen, obviously collect what you like. However, if you want to treat this in a way to make money, be profitable in the long term, truth be told, pack pulled autos, only by reputable graders. Just note that this is a separate issue, but recently, I think July 17th, there was an issue with fake PSA slabs getting out where they were hypersonic fake slabs to like real labels with fake cards, and be on your tiptoes at all times. Assume the worst. There's a local that, shout out, like Amani knows the story, but we've not talked about it here, and admitted the person's name.
Repeat that again. Assume the what?
I'll say what now?
Repeat that again. You said assume the what? I thought it was pretty good. Assume the worst.
Oh, assume the worst. Yeah. Assume the worst. And I mean, I hate to say that of people, but I mean, I know a local, and he got what he thought was a great deal on an 86 Fleer Jordan. And the moment I cracked it out of a slab and you touched it, you just knew it was fake. Yeah. And that goes back to I asked this gentleman how much he paid, which was a crazy cheap price.
See?
And it's like, if you walk up to my table trying to sell me this, like, it's one thing for a little kid to go, hey, I'm just trying to get $20. And you go, hey, dog, this is $120. Let me give you 110 and I'm going to make $10 off you. Yeah. Right. But yeah, when it's, this is a 5, and I'm talking, a lot of these are like $4,000 or $5,000 plus cards. And somebody goes, hey, I need to go pay rent. You take $1,200 on it? Fuck no. Fake as fuck or stolen as fuck. And either of them I don't want. I'm going to be honest with you. As a dealer, I have gotten in the habit, if I do a deal with you, I take a picture of you for Instagram. However, you do shady shit, I already have your photo. And then a lot of times when I don't trust people, I don't do cash deals. I only do digital. If you can't give me digital, it's no good.
So To end this, where just off the top of your head, I guess to move on from this, what's the kind of next step that companies probably will have to do?
I think we touched on it earlier, but I mean, you know, the FBI can tell when there's fake autographs. They can tell when there's auto pen. You know, it's not very complicated software. I mean, if we're going to be 100%, shit's been out since like before the 60s.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yes. I'm not trying to be rude, right? So for our listeners who don't necessarily know where me and Amani live, we live in a place where it is just tons of military stuff, military bases, you know, surface to air missile, all the crazy stuff that you want, right? And it's just like, I mean, I'll be honest with you, bro. We're not talking about, hey, you need to have something that catches a rocket with chopsticks. Yeah. Bro, I'm talking about, hey, let's break out the SR-71 Blackbird. This thing's been out since the 70s. You guys have been making good money. You need to allocate some funds towards this level of research, imagery, software, and realistically, you do need to share this information with your competitors. Right. 100%. It needs to be a group effort of Amani's PSA, I'm Beckett, you know, Yabo's, SGC. Well, hey, PSA, hey, we've had these fake autos come through, and we think everybody in the cool kids group needs to know. Right? Yes. You know, it is only going to better benefit the longevity of the hobby in any capacity. Because, I mean, there was a whole part where the guy said that he had faked over like 87 or some crazy high percent of the TriStar Tom Brady autos. He said, assume 90% of those are fake.
Yeah.
First off, don't buy TriStar crap. I mean, I'm not trying to hurt potential forward-moving deals with our podcast or anything, but I'll be honest with you, TriStar, they do really great at those in-person signings, right? Yeah. I think they really, really, really kill that market. If I had something that was signed at a game, am I going to send that product to TriStar? Not in the least bit. Not in the least bit. Do I send it to JSA? You know, you kind of go back to that not for real. And really, I mean, at this point, I hate to just sound like a fucking fanboy, but it's kind of like a PSA kind of thing. You know what I mean? PSA has that whole other subgroup, blue label group, whatever you want to call them, where it's just autograph authentication. It's at least some forward-moving progress. It is not enough, though.
I just think that I think if you're a company that does this, you have to be the first ones to speak out on this. You got to be the first ones to jump and say, "Hey, you know, we're getting new security measures, new everything." I think, like I said, I think with companies that you're gonna have to, who's gonna build stuff to prevent this? Who's gonna take this seriously and say, "Hey, we're tired of all the fake stuff. This is what we're finna do." And I think whoever does that, that's the company that takes it seriously, number one. And number two, I think people are going to gravitate to that company. Whoever's the first one to come out and say something. So, well, just be careful out there.
And really, once again, to hammer this in. If it is not a pack pulled item, redemptions count as pack pulled items, right? Like literally, yes. I believe that there have been pack pulled Michael Jordan jerseys. It's just, you send it in, they send you the jersey, the whole nine, right? Outside of that, boys and girls, unless you like to burn money, just don't do it. Now, and I realize some people just have budgets that just, they can do what they want and Correct. It doesn't affect them. Mm-hmm. This is for the people who go, hey, I have $100 at this card show. What is the most efficient, most profitable, and best performing way to spend this money?
Right.
It is not repacks. It is not on card or John Morant held this and signed it when we were at the game. No. I mean, honestly. Keep a super high standard. I mean, honestly, shout out to Jeremy Lee. One of the things I really like that he's done with his personal collection, where he only collects second year patches because he only wants game use patches.
Game use, yeah.
That was kind of where I gained that. Smart. Not snobbery, but I was like, yeah, no, listen, if it's not pack pulled, it's not for me. Then the market kind of started to speak on the same,
Yep, sure did.
And you just have to let the market speak. And I'll be honest with you, buy what you like, but if you want to make money, buy what other people like. And other people don't want on card. Oh, I was at a game. Oh, I caught somebody outside of the airport.
Yeah, player worn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the lesson to this is just be careful out there. And like I said, just do your homework, research, all this stuff. With this, like I said, and if more information about this come about, we'll get back on here and talk about it. But like I said,
more information is definitely coming. I mean,
it is.
I don't know if the guy's going to do a press release.
Nah, I mean,
and boys and girls, if you did not get the joke, this was a certain type of letter that this gentleman wrote at the very end of his life, and he went out with a bang. And because we want to be monetized, he's out.
Tell them about National. What you doing, National?
National, I am consigning. If you want to consign with me, sell some stuff with me, listen, come with an Excel list. Hit me up at Instagram over at Jerry.Petrie, TikTok, YouTube, anywhere else, Jerry Petrie. Hit me up ASAP. Literally, you have really 5-6 days at this point. Yeah. Literally just had a gentleman kind of just get with me. He drove over a couple towns and passed off a ton of stuff. And I mean, starting out with bangers, just 101 John Morant's, giant Pokemon cards, in tins.
There you
go. Hit me up. Hit me up. We're gonna be filming a lot, IRL streaming, the whole nine.
Yeah. So follow us also on Twitch and Kick at the Quiet Car Podcast. We will be IRL streaming on Twitch and Kick, not YouTube. Twitch and Kick. The Quiet Car Podcast on both of them. Like I said, hit us a follow, watch us. You want behind the scenes or how the National looks. If you've never been to the National, we're gonna show you this weekend or next weekend. So, but like I said, until the end, I think this is pretty good. And like I said, anything else information come about, just we're having another emergency podcast. But until then, appreciate y'all listening and follow the podcast everywhere you listen to podcasts.
Hey, actually, probably next show you're going to listen to from us is probably a Sunday night live. There's no race this weekend, is there? Because really, the next thing's going to be we're going to be in Chicago. by the next time.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, basically. Yeah. So, but like I said, until then, we are out of here. So, peace.
Peace.